The Mount Pleasant Lady Vikings will be dressed in red with blue and white trim. They're going to work right to left as we get this one underway. The Lady Mustangs in their home whites, blue and red trim, they'll be working left to right. Again, both of these teams coming in with 1 and 2 conference records. So someone will come away with a 500 record in the conference heading into the holiday, and I think that's a good spot for either team. Here's the tip. It's going to be won by the Vikings, and they go on the attack. Riley Drozel will be steered around. She's going to move it to Tepper, and back to Drozel. Drozel inside look off the glass and good for Danica Traynor at the Harold Horse Taylor Memorial Gymnasium, and let us know that the Mount Pleasant roster we had received needed some significant update. That is 4 fouls already against Mount Pleasant with plenty of time here in this first quarter. Pass going to be sent in, a quick one to Maddie Brooks. Brooks able to get off a shot. And the very good Maddie Brooks has her first basket of the night. Laurel Highlands leads 8-5. Looking ahead here to Jasinski. Short corner jumper on the way and good. Carl Childs wants you to know that the pepperoni rolls in the concession stand tonight are excellent.
They are.
So consider that. Look at that. Speaking of excellence. Jasinski across the timeline. Goes to the corner. This is Drozel. Thought about a shot. Pulls it down. Goes to Traynor. Trainor's fouled and she gets the bucket. Jasinski looking inside, maybe thought about leading in Kendra Brunson, but goes the opposite direction, and it works out as Traynor gets one to fall down. Baker and Tepper back and forth. Now they go high post to Traynor. Pop out to Drozel, who cut on the baseline, and she sort of flings one at the basket, but it goes down. Rebound. Bounces off Price. And goes to Mount Pleasant's number 5, Baker, who leads in Tepper for a bucket. Tepper has 2. That's her first basket tonight. So far in this quarter, just a total of 8 points scored with 2:07 to play. Here's Drozel looking to add 3 more, and she will. I have sort of kept an impromptu book here in the press box tonight. I think everything is accurate so far. Another 3-point look on the way from Drozel. Mount Pleasant offering at least some pressure here. 10 seconds, and they're going to nearly come up with a steal. Ball was tipped from Brodak back to Price. Price goes to Brooks on the drive, and Brooks gets a nice-looking 2 to go. Laurel Highlands creating some chances. They just could not cash in any of them. Good look here, finding Traynor on the cut. She finds Paschke there. Now Paschke back up top to Harris. Harris cut off by Arrigo, goes to Brooks. Arrigo is defensively strong inside. A Swartfeger, though, still able to lay in 2. Careful in the foul column here so far in quarter number 3. Ball goes to Traynor. Now this way, Arrigo wants the 3 ball, and she hits it. For Mount Pleasant, that is significant. Arrigo, at the very least, defensively made her presence known. Here's Jasinski on a huge drive, and a blocking foul called on top of it. Gets this one to Brooks. Brooks, nicely done off the glass for 2. The Lady Vikings have 4 timeouts. Fouls, of course, will reset. Here's Taylor Swartfeger. Big steal. Goes up for 2, and Taylor is going to add to her total tonight. From where, good looking pass here inside to Drozel, and she gets 2. Carl, I got a great question for you in just a moment. Here's Swartfeger for 3. Intended for Swartfeger. Ball was tipped by Jasinski. Coach Hillen did not like that call. Here's Harris for 3. Off the glass and in. Harris wants to try again for 3, and Haven Harris. Safe haven. Harris to Swartfeger, up for 2, and it's good. And Taylor. Right now the Mustangs have to start. You take it one step at a time. They need the made 3. They're going to go to Price. Price is going to come our way. 8 seconds across the timeline. Price loses the basketball, saves it to Swartfeger, who needs to take a shot. She lets one go. This one's off the mark, and that is going to do it. Unfortunately for Laurel Highlands, the final score, 43-37.